I didn't. Whenever I how are you doing that?
What the hell?
Hello everybody and welcome back to another MCU review. So I'm joined by
Jonah
and
Logan Wilson.
And today we're going to talk about
Thank you.
Stinks.
Today we're here to talk about Captain Marvel.
Yes.
Captain America.
Captain America.
Nah.
Okay. Disclaimer. I have crapped on this movie in the past. I used to be the biggest hater of this movie. Rewatching it, I haven't rewatched it probably since I saw it the first time. But watching it now brought me back a little bit. I still don't love this movie, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So with that disclaimer out of the way, I'll stop crapping on this movie now. Bad. Do we want to go bad? Interdisperse it, because there's
a mix.
Yes.
There's a mix.
It's just kind of like there's nothing in this movie that I can look straight in the face and be like, oh my god, it's awful.
But there's nothing that's like, oh my gosh, that's. There's one thing that I would say is like, dude, that's awesome.
Okay.
There's a couple things in this movie that I really can say that I loved.
Yeah, there were a couple things I really did.
More than one.
There was one that I went in, I'm like, dude, yes. Maybe a couple.
There's a few things in this movie that I absolutely.
But there's more bad about this movie than
the average.
The past couple movies we've done.
Okay, but where should we start?
The beginning.
The beginning.
No. The one thing that sticks out for me in this movie is like the whole twist at the end of the Kree being the bad guys, which like
it's not much of a twist.
It's not supposed to be a twist.
There is hints from the very, very, very beginning.
Also, like, you recognize the name Kree, and you're like, oh, that's Ronan.
Right, if you watch the MCU,
you know the twist is coming from a mile away.
The Kree suck.
And Ronan is in this movie, so
he doesn't come until you're like, wait, the Kree's bad guy.
One thing though that I don't think gets talked about is the fact that in Guardians, Ronan is not working for the Kree.
Mm-hmm.
He's working for Thanos.
Which means that Captain Marvel goes and kills every single Kree.
I think so, but they call him a Kree fanatic in Guardians, but he's not working for the Kree.
He works for Thanos. In this movie, he works for the Kree.
In this movie, he's the Kree.
Which is why his ship is different in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yes.
And his outfit is slightly different because this movie is chronologically this movie is second in the timeline because it's 1995.
Right.
It's significant,
and it's second only to World War II, Captain America.
Yeah.
Correct.
It's like Captain America, First Avenger, Captain Marvel, and then
Earth years. It's the 90s.
It's
1991.
No, it's like 95.
No, it's 95. 91 is when the Nirvana song they play came out.
Yeah, I do kind of get where you're coming from. They could have maybe done a better job at making it an actual twist.
Yeah, I would say yes. You know the Kree are the villain from the very beginning, but at least try to make it not obvious.
Maybe
there's close to the very beginning. But
I do like the way they did that though. If you hadn't watched any other Marvel movie,
you would be dumbfounded.
That or you could figure it out.
You can figure it out
because there's hints from the very beginning when she is.
Because you see her little chip thing that she has, like, in literally one of the first scenes you see.
And they talk about it, and you're like, what is that? This is kind of weird.
Yeah.
Like, it's just kind of weird how they're treating her. And then you also get, when she gets kidnapped by the Skrulls in the very beginning, they've got her all chained up, and they're talking about...
Yes, one of them says something.
One of them says, man, they really did a number on you.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going back through her past. It's shady from the get-go.
Okay,
I think it's
another thing. The Skrull are really cool.
The Skrull are sick. They're hilarious.
Especially the leader.
Why are they so funny?
Especially the leader. I forgot his name.
Talos.
The guy that plays him. He's like the main. He's the main villain in Ready Player One. He's the main villain in Ready Player One. He's also. It was the director of S.H.I.E.L.D., the one that he turns into, right?
Yes.
That's his actor.
Yes, that's his actor.
Which is hilarious to me.
Yeah,
I really love
the actor. The actor is Ben Mendelsohn.
He's fantastic.
He's quite funny.
Amazing.
When I first saw this, I did not like the change they made to the Skrulls, making them good guys. But thinking back on it more in later years, I think it works, especially because of what they're going to do with the Skrulls in the Secret Invasion TV show. I like it here. because the Skrulls were enough of likable and funny characters that I was okay with it.
I'm ready to see more of them. Honestly,
You'll get that in Secret Invasion.
And they make him,
I'm
and they
so
make him
excited for
even
that
more
one.
likable with like, dude, he has a family. That's really, really like,
He's
that's
a
really
family
cool.
man.
Yeah.
It's sick.
like no,
It was really sweet.
and really you don't even see. That's kind of a twist.
Yeah.
I will say that's a twist. You don't know their motives.
Up until they get to the lab, you're like, oh, he's just trying to get that power source. No, he's trying to get his family.
Don't know their motives.
Because the power source is the Tesseract.
And I think that really hits even more as to like, dang, the Kree suck.
They
They
Kree are
stink.
terrible.
They really
They're
do.
awful.
And especially, and you would also know the Kree were bad guys from if you watch the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
And I love the
Agents of
whole,
S.H.I.E.L.D.
and I
because-
love the whole like war sucks message. I think that's good.
Yes.
To kind of talk about some of the main Kree characters we're introduced to, Jan Rog is
That's
like
Jude Law, right?
Yeah.
Main Law. Jude Law, yeah.
He's okay.
I love
Yeah,
Korath.
he's alright.
Korath
He's not
is
much of a
really-
villain.
Yeah,
Yes.
he's here.
I love Korath.
Yeah.
Black
Yes.
man.
Yes.
Yeah, so which
Yes,
is,
yes,
he's
yes.
the same character that also
Yes.
serves Ronan, except he's gotten like upgrades.
Cybernetic stuff.
Yeah. Most of those other people.
Because I
are just,
saw him, I forgot he was in this movie.
Yeah.
But I like him. He's cool. There's
Most-
a sniper girl that looks like Widowmaker from Overwatch.
No, you want to know who the sniper girl is? Cersei from Eternals.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Yep.
Really? Wow.
Yep. The Supreme Intelligence, the one who like takes the form of, like
Yes.
Marvel.
It's like Borg in Star Trek. If you've ever seen Star Trek, they don't like they're one consciousness. It's kind of like that kind of thing.
That's one thing I did not like is how they did the Supreme Intelligence because
I
like
like
it's
it.
supposed to be like a head in a tube, which I do like the change of like making it like have him appear
I
as somebody.
really like the idea of having them see somebody different.
Yeah,
on,
I
Yeah,
think
depending on their life.
that concept is actually.
And we still don't know what
I
Jude
really-
Law saw.
That's kind of one thing is like who the Supreme Intelligence appears as is like I think Marvel. Is that the character's name?
Yes.
MARV-ELL.
Yes.
Not sure how I feel about her acting.
She's unsettling.
Fine.
I
It
like
is
it.
unsettling.
She's unsettling. That's what she's supposed to be.
It's even
Especially when she's the
Supreme Intelligence.
yes, especially when
Yeah.
she's the unsettling acting
Yep.
works for that. I think that's cool.
Yep.
Her human stuff, whatever.
If we want
But
to
she's
go
not
into
in that
acting,
many stuff.
that is another kind of minor.
Yep, that's what I
thing
was saying.
with this film is a lot of the delivery on
Right.
some of the lines is just not great. The
Right.
acting
for me, my biggest problem with the acting was just Marvel. It just didn't work for me.
Some of
that Brie Larson sometimes
the
delivers
cheesiest
lines weird.
ever.
And I get that she doesn't have much personality because she's a soldier. I get that, but some of the delivery of the lines and stuff that she does is just kind of cheesy.
I don't hate
That's-
Carol Danvers as a character.
No, I don't either. It's
no,
just
no,
some,
just
some, it's some of
some
Brie
of the
Larson's
acting.
line delivery is weird.
Yeah, but I think that's just her.
I think it's just her. Yes, I agree.
Brie,
I think-
I
I think
think
we
against
also-
Brie Larson. Well, a little bit against Brie Larson, but like she's just kind of like
I think we do need to. Hopefully, the Marvels will give a little bit more when she's had a lot more time to like be on her own
right.
and actually get a lot of screen time. As opposed to like Endgame.
Yeah, she's
but
not had much. She's probably had the least amount of screen time
of any
of
character
any
so
like
far.
main Marvel hero.
But-
She's not had much time to do stuff.
I'm hoping the Marvels redeems her a bit.
Yeah.
I don't hate.
Yeah,
I used to not
that's
like
what I
Brie
said.
Larson's like as the choice of actress.
I
I
never
like
hated
I
her.
like her a lot better
It's
than
grown
I
on me.
used to. It's
grown
grown
on
on me. With that being said, with like all the acting stuff being said, Samuel L. Jackson is
Yeah.
the greatest actor on the history
Yeah,
of
I love Sam Jackson.
He's the best.
man.
He's hands down the best part of this movie. He was the only part I liked of it whenever I first watched it
He
back when it
is-
first came out.
He's very different
He's
from
very
his
different,
appearances in the
and
rest of the
he's
movies.
more comedic. He's a lot more comedic.
Yeah, and it makes sense.
because
He's
he's
not
battle hardened
Yeah.
after
Yeah.
years of like because like when
when he
this
becomes
is-
the director of Shield.
this is
he
when
becomes
Shield this is when
more-
Shield is like
Yeah.
his first kind of getting going. He's
Yep.
he's not as
He's
much,
not a director.
not has
yeah,
much experience. He's
yeah.
just an agent, and he's not seen as much crap
Yeah.
as he probably
But he's
has.
very different. But I like.
I
him a
love
lot.
him. Like he,
And-
like the whole thing with him like loving that cat, dude.
Goose!
Dude,
Goose
Fury,
is awesome.
Fury would have
freaking
never
awesome.
done that in like the new movies, like with the cat.
Yeah.
Also, I didn't realize Goose is
Now he
homage to Top Gun
Now,
Yeah, that's
right,
right.
probably.
It's gotta be, yeah.
But
because this movie's so Top
if you
Gun.
think back to, gosh, what was the movie where he said, The last time I trusted someone.
Winter Soldier.
Is that Winter Soldier?
Yep.
What was the line? He's the last time I trusted someone,
I lost
Eye
I
that.
lost an eye. And
That's exactly what
he
happened.
trusted that cat.
Not
Let's
sure how I
scratch
felt
him up.
about that, to be honest.
I
I
thought
don't-
it was fine.
Okay, I think it's funny. I don't like that as like, hey, that's how he lost his eye.
I think it's hilarious.
I
and
think it's funny.
So good.
I just don't think it. How does
It's
it lose
very,
in the comics?
it's very Marvel.
I don't remember how he lost
It's
it.
very MCU.
It's very Marvel, so I'll forgive it.
It's
a
very
little bit.
MCU.
I think it
of
is
them to
funny
do
though.
that.
I haven't done this the past couple of videos. This movie doesn't have Happy Hogan. Zero.
It doesn't have Happy Hogan. No, it doesn't.
The best part of this movie, the best scene of this movie is when he's doing that thing with the tape. And when he does the thing with
Yes.
the tape, then she blasts open that door and he said, "You watch me fiddle with a piece of tape,
watch
and you
me
could have
play
just
with
done that.
tape.
You should see what I do with a paperclip."
No, that was great. That
If
was
my toast is cut diagonally, I can't eat it. That's one of the funniest
Yes.
lines ever. I love that.
I really like their relationship in this movie.
What's
a
your
lot.
mom call you? Fury. What do you call your mom? Fury.
Fury.
What do you call your kids? If I ever have any, Fury.
Yeah.
And you realize nobody to his face has ever called him Nick.
Yeah.
Aside from just a couple other like side characters, the Rambo characters with
I really,
Maria
really
and
enjoy
Monica.
them.
I like them.
Yeah.
I think and Monica playing a bigger part in WandaVision, where she's essentially a main character, and she will be a main character in the Marvels once again.
Yeah.
A lot of the action I think is pretty fun throughout the movie.
I think so. Yeah.
Especially the final battle, I think it's
Dude,
cool with all the
whenever
spaceships.
Fury's fighting that director and
Yeah.
the guy he has him by the shirt, he throws him up in the air and then kicks him against one of the
Yes.
cabinets. I'm like, dang.
Wow.
Oh yeah, and when Captain Marvel punches that old lady in the face.
Yeah.
And then everyone actually like holds her back, which is if they hadn't, I'd be like, dude, what the heck? She just punched an old lady. Why aren't you like interfering? Right. Yeah.
No, I would be a little tripped up though the second that freaking old lady does like a spin around this like
But then they keep holding her back. They keep holding
Yeah.
Captain Marvel back, and they're like, she just did a Shang-Chi
spin around
on a pole.
in a pole thing and kick
Yeah.
in the face.
Another fantastic part of this movie, even though he's not in as much of it, is Coulson is one of my favorite characters.
He is here, so he's sick.
He's one of my favorite Marvel characters just purely because of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., just how good Clark Gregg is.
Yeah, because he's just Clark Gregg. And
He's Clark. I love his hair. His hair is so funny. You think it's real?
I don't know.
Do you think he could grow it out like that?
I'm not sure.
I think it's fake.
I know Sam Jackson's hair was fake.
Oh, yeah.
Almost all of Sam Jackson was like de-age technology. So.
You think so?
I think that's
He
what
doesn't
said.
look that old when he's shaved. He really
No.
doesn't. Because you have to think, black people age differently. than
No,
white
I
people.
think it actually is some sort of de-aging technology, which I think I remember them saying. when
Very,
it came out.
very minimal, if any at all.
Aside from like most of the action's good, I like Captain Marvel's suit.
It's cool.
I think it looks pretty cool.
They wait until the very end to give us the actual Captain Marvel suit, but like you can see that before like the colors even change, you can see from the first scene that you see that suit that it's got her logo on the middle and you're like,
when at the
that's
beginning
the
it's
suit.
just
So how's it gonna change color?
at the beginning when it's just the Kree colors,
That was kind of wild. How it just like she has like a thing.
That's really cool.
like a dial thing of
The
sorts.
neon suit though.
No, and so I have that dial thing, but then I always get them mixed up. Maria and Monica. Who's the young one?
Monica
is the younger one.
She immediately knows how to use it.
Yes, that was like wait, what?
No, yeah. So yeah, Carol points at her shirt and she goes, "You should do those colors."
Okay.
Okay, here, let me. And then she creates a masterpiece. What?
Okay.
Also,
how? Please tell me what you're about to say. What I think you're about to say.
what?
I don't know if it'll be
Say
the
it.
same thing.
How does Carol survive the crash of that initial?
That's a good question.
Because
man.
because they dive bomb into that rock and then she immediately gets out of her seat.
There's a lot of
And Marvel, who's Kree, is like conked out
And dies.
and of different
yes.
causes.
Yeah.
Shot.
But she's knocked out. But then Carol, literally as soon as they come to a stop, unbuckles and gets out of her seat. I'm like, huh? What?
My other thing is how she learns how to fly almost instantly at the very end. Like it's not a big thing, but it's like she just like it's kind of cool.
You
Though, where it's
can
like
see
she's
her-
about to hit the ground, then she opens her eyes, glowing eyes,
But
and
the
then
thing is, you can see she figures it out whenever she's in the lab and she shoots somebody with her blast and she propels herself back.
That's right. That was kind of funny.
That's probably how she learns that she can do it. That's what I would say. So I'll be like, hey, that's cool.
It's cool.
Yeah.
Because when it comes down to it, dude, you're gonna learn to fly if it comes down to that. And also, if she hit the ground, whatever.
She's probably fine. She's just gonna make a crater.
She's gonna make a crater and she's gonna stand up like nothing happened.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's like,
I really like what you said. The fact that she's a human bullet.
She's a human bullet.
She doesn't like it.
She flies through things head first.
Giant ship, right? She doesn't use her blast at all.
She just flies through it.
yeah, she just kind of like.
Yeah, you see her punching through the ship.
You can see her start to realize that when they send those little ships out. She's like, wait. I don't even have to punch these things or anything or shoot anything at them. I can just fly through them.
Because she doesn't feel anything.
Yeah, and she straight up like flies through them. She's like, does like this and just like.
If she could take a straight up headbutt from Thanos and not move an inch, she can fly through just about anything.
Yeah, she's pretty much indestructible.
Yeah.
The only thing that like phases her later is Infinity Stones.
That's why I hope in later movies that like we can see just how powerful she is, because we see it, but like it's brief.
This is kind of another thing. You really get a magnitude of how powerful the freaking Infinity Stones are.
Yes.
Because her power is derived from the Space Stone.
That's right, it is.
And then Wanda's
and
power is
that
obviously derived from
the Mind
Stone.
From the
So you really see how powerful
and then you realize, oh wait, those are the two most powerful Avengers, and those are only 2 of the 6.
Yeah.
And then the third most powerful Avenger uses the Time Stone.
Yeah, let's say Doctor Strange.
That's pretty much all.
That's pretty much it.
Oh, the end credit scenes in this were pretty solid.
Yeah, because this ties the first. Is it 2? Yeah, the second one's just Goose.
Yeah, the second one's just Goose vomiting up the
Tesseract.
I like her hair in the first. I like.
You know
what?
Yeah,
it's not curly.
So do I.
It's not curly, and it's a middle part instead of like a
No, but that's cool.
And I didn't mind it at the beginning of Endgame.
Our Lord and Savior, Captain America.
It's literally like hours.
Yeah,
after
it's really shortly
Infinity
after.
War.
They're looking at like the they're looking at not the casualties, but the missing persons.
The missing persons going up.
Going up from all the countries.
It's like going up in millions.
Yeah, it's going up in millions, and they're watching.
And you can see it's directly.
And I love that line. Cap says it's like a nightmare, and then Widow says, "I've had better nightmares" or something like that.
Yeah. And then you see
which is crazy because Widow's gone through some stuff.
Which is so dark.
Yeah,
it just really shows how insane that situation is.
And then I love how quick Captain Marvel shows up as they turn around. Where's Fury?
Yeah,
and
then because they had the pager.
Oh, not that.
Yeah.
We lost half of the Earth.
Yeah, we lost half of everywhere.
She probably figured that out.
Oh no,
wherever she was when people started like.
She was probably already on the way. If I had to guess.
Another thing is the fact that the Avengers got their name from Carol's.
Yeah, her like call sign.
And I love that he backspaces it and you don't see him. You don't see him type it in. You hear him type it.
And you faintly hear the Avengers theme.
Yeah, it's
faintly.
No,
actually, I think you see him type in the Avengers Initiative.
No, you don't see him type.
No, you don't see him type.
You just
backspaces protectors.
Yeah, you see him backspace it, and then it shows his face, and then you can just hear him typing.
It doesn't show the word Avengers.
That's right.
And then
but he smirks, and it wasn't subtle, but it's.
It's the music. It's very like.
It's very. Hey.
See what you did there.
Yeah. Anyways, overall,
that was cool. Who wants to start? You want to start this one too, Christian?
Yeah.
Sure, why not?
Go for it.
Yeah, I think this movie's just kind of alright. It's definitely not bad by any stretch of the means.
I'm sorry to people who like this movie that have probably said something about me hating it that much. I'm sorry. Okay.
It's not as good as the past. Who knows how many movies we've done? Everything from like Winter Soldier to Ant-Man and the Wasp. It's not as good as any of those.
You don't think it's okay?
I don't think it's what.
So you're gonna give it lower than Ant-Man and the Wasp?
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a bit of. I think this movie's just kind of average, in all honesty.
I would agree with that. This is a. Well, no. The only thing that you go. I'll say it.
Yeah. There's a lot of good parts I like about this movie. I like Captain Marvel as a character, and I don't mind a lot of the characters. It's just. I don't know. There's nothing about this movie that really stands out to me as like me really wanting to go back to this movie. And I'm probably going to have to give this movie, I'll say a 6.7. Because again,
wow,
again, 6 range is like, I think it's just alright. I think it's just kind of like an average movie.
You know what's crazy?
I'd say average is like 7.
7. Average for a Marvel movie.
That's
you have to remember
that's
that.
why I say, that's why I lean more towards
Average for a
7.
movie is like 5 or 6.
Once you start getting into the 6 range, to me, that's just bad.
Nah,
Like,
from my
I have
ratings,
high
if I give
standards.
from my ratings, if I give something like a 6, I think I think it's just kind of alright.
An average Marvel movie is very different from an average movie.
I mean, yeah, that's just kind of how.
hold on, what was your number again? You said a 6.7.
7.
Okay.
You know what's crazy?
That's not too low.
I am
It's
giving
almost average.
I am giving it higher than that.
Yeah, I'm giving it away.
I still think this is a good movie. It's just, I don't know. It's just
Okay.
I would consider this movie average, but the one thing that bumps it above average is Nick Fury, in my opinion.
That's
This movie
fair.
is average. It has ups, it has downs, and then it has Fury.
There's a lot of this movie that I really
The action is good. Fury's good. The characters are good. Captain Marvel sometimes I have an issue with, but it's not all the time.
It's not enough where you're just like, oh, what a trash character.
That's how I used to feel. The number that I went into watching it, the number before I rewatched it, the number I went into it was probably a 5.5 or 6 flat. But 6 flat, because I was like, it's fine, but I don't like it. But after I give it, I'm gonna go 7.6 is what I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
It's very enjoyable. I don't hate it as much.
I'll probably end up rewatching this a few times.
I'll probably rewatch it just purely for Fury and Talos. Honestly,
And Coulson, for the 5 minutes he's there.
Yeah, he's not in a whole lot of it. If I want to watch Coulson, I'll watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. again.
Just watch the show again.
No, but I love this movie purely for the fact of just Fury, Talos, and then the relationship between Carol and Rambo.
Yeah.
The action and also the action's good. Yeah, 7.6.
I think the banter and relationship between Fury and
Fury and Carol, I think,
Carol
is
is
good.
also
This
very
movie
enjoyable.
brought me back a little bit. 7.6 is what I'm going with.
Okay. Yeah, I really like this movie a lot on rewatch. I was like a super big fan of this from the last time I watched it.
Yeah, you've really been advocating for this movie the past several reviews.
Yeah, there's a lot of this movie that I really like. I mean, I think a lot of the performances are really good.
Mm-hmm.
I think the character relationships are really good.
Some of the best.
Yeah, I honestly I love the action in this movie. I think it's really cool.
Especially just the overpowered action.
I also really like the 90's, and
That's true.
they play hard on
Dude,
the 90's.
they play Nirvana. They play Come As You Are by Nirvana
Yes.
in that last scene with
Yeah,
the
and
intelligence.
I love all of the I don't want to say nostalgia, but you do get kind of a you do get kind of a nostalgia from this movie because of just the way Fury's character is done. He's very different from his future. I guess.
Yeah, for that point in time, it makes complete sense.
Yeah,
really
also, did you see the movie she picks up in Blockbuster?
Yes, it's
It's The Right Stuff, which is so funny.
I didn't notice that. But yeah, I really like this movie a lot. There's a lot of good parts to it. I think it could have been better. Definitely, but I really like this film. I'm also a sucker for space.
That's true.
Space movies are sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna give this an 8 flat.
That's what I figured you were going to give it.
Yeah.
I figured you were going to
I
go
was
with
leaning
8
towards
range.
maybe that, but
I'm gonna give this an 8 flat because I'm quite into this film.
Well, I guess that's going to do it for our review of Captain Marvel. Stay tuned for next time, where we get to the conclusion of the Infinity Saga with Avengers Endgame.
Yay!
Do you want to briefly talk about what we'll probably be doing, some of what we'll be doing after we're done with Marvel, because we're getting there.
Yeah, that is about point. So in terms of when we get to the MCU, in terms of franchises, because as Jonah said, we are getting closer to the end, and just some other random franchises we might do at
DC
some point.
stuff?
Yeah, probably
DC
should do DC stuff.
You know what? I know the exact franchise we're going to do after we do the MCU.
I'm terrified. What?
Dark Knight Trilogy.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Jackson.
Those are his favorite movies.
But yeah, so the next movie franchise will probably end up being the Dark Knight trilogy, but next time will be Avengers Endgame. But thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time for Avengers Endgame. See y'all later, Whippets.